Hey everybody, JP here. We're live again from NAB 2025 in Las Vegas. We're actually live on the show floor, and I'm with Chris from Elgato.
Yeah.
Chris, thanks, man.
Thanks,
I appreciate
JP.
it.
Nice to see you again. Yeah.
Nice to see you too.
Yeah.
So you guys are here. You got a presence at the show, and for anybody who doesn't know Elgato, go check their website, right? And in fact, one of the popular products that came over the past several years has been the Stream Deck.
Yeah.
Right. And then one of the key highlights here at the show is actually talking about the Stream Deck Studio.
Absolutely, yeah. Right? So Stream Deck has had a long, successful life, with the Stream Deck Mark 1, then with Stream Deck Mark 2, then with, the XL, the Plus, the Mini, the Neo that just launched previously last year. And so every time we'd come to events like these, be like, hey, we need a broadcast Stream Deck. We need a PoE Stream Deck.
Right.
We need something for our racks. And
right.
over the years, we finally realized now's the time to do so.
Yeah.
So we launched Stream Deck Studio late last year in September at IBC to great success. We also partnered with the BitFocus team with that makes Companion with their new software buttons.
Yeah.
And the past couple months have just been insane in the broadcast space. And it's something so new to us because we're so used to being in the consumer space and transferring over to the more prosumer / pro AV broadcast space has been really eye-opening and just a great acceptance of us. Because, I don't know about you, but you walk around the show floor here, 70% of the booths have a Stream Deck in them, utilizing them.
Yeah, it's pretty common. If you walk around the show, I've noticed we've picked up on how many Stream Decks are being used in a variety of different ways. And that's actually one of the interesting parts with the Stream Deck is seeing how people have integrated that as part of a broadcast production, using like BitFocus with Companion, and now with buttons coming out and talking about here at the show. For those that may not be familiar with the Stream Deck Studio, maybe we just take a moment and show them like what it actually kind of does and what you guys are talking about.
So I have two in this this rack right here, and so it is a 32-key Stream Deck with two RGB encoders here. The keys here are a little bit bigger than you'd see on your regular Stream Deck Mark II or your Stream Deck XL, a little bit more higher resolution, as well as there's also an NFC reader right here, so you can take an NFC tag for either security purposes or profile purposes. You can scan it, you'll get a little flash there on the encoder recognizing that it read it, and you can lock it down, take your NFC reader, scan it, it will unlock, and then two separate encoders here that I can use to cycle through the various inputs, outputs here that we showcase. We're pulling in some 2110 data from our mixer and our rack here. And yeah, power over Ethernet, PoE Plus. It also has a PD power and USB-C connectivity if you wanted to run it that way. But yeah, it's just all metal housing, 1U size, two RGB encoders that change color depending on you can have them with sections. You can hold one down and use the encoder to adjust volumes or zoom levels. Pretty much, if you've used Companion, transferring over to buttons or transferring over to Stream Deck Studio with Companion is going to be a walk in the park.
No, and I think that's kind of interesting about that. I think, especially with the NFC, looking at different productions, especially those that are traveling to different venues and everything else, if you want to have a member of the audio team or the video team, right, and then it configures the buttons to display what's right for their particular role as part of the production, right?
Yeah, so a producer, a director, someone who's building out the entire canvas here in Companion or buttons, you can assign individual sections to your individual staff members. So, camera operator, you get this tag, you unlock it, they just see what they have access to. The sound guy gets his guy or his tag. Audio guy, graphics guy, you get this.
Do all that and everything. Yeah. And I think that's kind of beneficial because, even for the stuff I'm working on with cloud productions, I think it's kind of been, we've all kind of utilized this now, whether it's through using the functions through the Elgato app or Stream Deck, right? Now with buttons coming in, obviously with the Companion, and just the cross level of integration with other ways of producing a show and doing that, knowing that people are utilizing that. And we saw pictures, I think, especially during COVID and different things where you saw these plethora of all stacked together as Stream Decks, right?
When I get sent those, they just make it's like 10 XLs, and I'm just like, I salute you, good person.
I do the same thing, and I kind of wonder, like, man, I hope I don't hit the wrong button, right? If I had that kind of scenario, right? So it's like, so you've got this Stream Deck Studio. That's kind of something you guys are working on in that space. And one of the things that I think people may not realize too with that is you can take another Stream Deck and take one of the USB-C ports, right? And
Absolutely, yeah. So there is a USB-C port on the front there, and so you can take a Stream Deck XL or a Stream Deck Mark II, whatever you're using, and you can just connect it to there, and now you have a Stream Deck over PoE through the Stream Deck Studio. It's just a 5-volt USB-C port, so it also it can do like an intercom mic. You can charge a lav. It's not super. It's not supercharged, but you can charge a lav, charge a phone, have an intercom mic, connect another Stream Deck. Yeah, it's kind of like a nice little USB-C pass-through there on the front.
So you've got the Stream Deck Studio Pro, you've got that connectivity. What else in terms of, you guys have got a lot of different products, different use case type solutions, both from the content creator and those in the space now that are doing remote work from home and other avenues. I've used the Elgato teleprompter and the Prompter Pro product and everything else has been beneficial.
Yeah.
What other things are you talking about here showing at the show?
Yeah, so we have 2 really fun things here at the show. The first one is this little guy. So this is our network dock. This will be announced next month at Computex, but we have it here and shipping in June. And what it is a PoE, essentially a PoE injector that you can put PoE in, take a small 4 to 6 inch USB and turn any Stream Deck, whether it's the XL, whether it's the Mark II back here, whether it's the Plus, you can turn any Stream Deck into a PoE powered Stream Deck, not just our Stream Deck Studio anymore.
That is pretty amazing.
Yeah, so we, going back to everyone in the broadcast space is like, I love Stream Deck, but I need it PoE. Now you can.
There's a solution.
There's your solution.
So you can basically have the IP network base and the power.
Exactly. Yeah. So DHCP automatically assigns it an IP address.
Right.
Whether you're using Companion or Buttons, it will automatically see it and say, "Hey, I see you have a Stream Deck XL over IP.
Sure.
Would you like me to connect to it?"
Absolutely.
You hit yes, you're good to go. And what's really fun is it's kind of designed for the XL, so it will sit real clean, like right in there, and then you can just put the top back on and put a little PoE cable right there, and none the wiser, And so it's really made for that, but it works across every single Stream Deck. It will also come with a little bracket, so you can put it under a desk, put it against a wall, and then you can have it visible to when you see it.
I'm excited about you guys. You guys got a lot of cool little devices coming out. I think, and at the end of the day, I think from a production perspective, we're always looking for ways, different tools in our bag to help make our job a little more efficient. And you guys have been really trying to listen to the market and try to come out with new products, do some partnerships in a variety of different ways. So anything coming up that, that from the show here that you guys, obviously you got the partnership with BitFocus and with the Companion Buttons product. Anything for the audience to go check out in terms that are not at the show, but after NAB as far as going to the Elgato website? I know you've brought some new different products, updates for the Wave mics and different things like that. Yeah.
So we just launched, Wavelink 2.0 earlier this year. So it redefines how you do your audio routing within Wavelink software. We are constantly bringing out updates for things like our Camera Hub software, our Stream Deck software, we're constantly updating.
Constantly, I don't think there's ever a shortage of, like, when I see something from Elgato, okay, they got something coming up. There's like a preview, right? And you kind of get excited about, okay, what's going to come out next?
What's going to come out next? And it's just we have one more thing. I'll show it real quick.
Sure. Yeah.
But we have these modules also. So they may look familiar because they are just the meat and potatoes of a Stream Deck. So these modules, which will also be announced next week or next month at Computex and shipping in June, you can take this, buy it, you get everything you need without the Stream Deck housing, and then you can incorporate it into your own devices. Or if you want to, out of wood, out of metal, out of 3D printing, create your own housing like I did here. So we have just 3 of the modules in this little acrylic stand.
Oh, look at that.
And then so we have the XL, the 15 key and the 6 key.
Yeah.
And you can kind of have fun with it. If you want, you can use the Mini to change the profiles on your XL and then change these up here. So say this is your default, but you need to access a profile that you maybe touch once a day or so.
Yeah.
You could just hit this one, hit that key, go back to your main. And so you can have fun with it, and kind of the world's your oyster.
Right.
When you have this, you can lay out a desk and put it in a desk, and
so you can kind of have a flush mount and everything, like, so whatever, to just in terms of ergonomics types.
Exactly. Yeah. Whatever you want, because people are really creative and innovative, and you know, whether you're in the sim industry, you know, you want to get a stamped diamond steel, you know, Stream Deck in your sim rig to make it look all, you know, all cool. Yeah, it's those two are kind of our exciting products here at NAB this year.
Well, I'm very excited. Thank you very much for this time and
JP.
walking through it.
Absolutely.
And I will put some information in the description for everybody to go check out. And have a great rest of the show.
Thank you, JP.
I'm excited about this. I'm excited about the studio.
Yeah,
and I really am.
It's been
excited.
a great couple months.
Yeah, it absolutely has. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. If you have any questions, comments for me or for Chris, just put them in the description. Let us know. I'm happy to follow up, and we will talk to you next time. Take care.
Take care, everyone.